Had it really only been a little over a month since she met him at Albemarle's soiree? Their first kiss at the opera rushed back to her. It was unlike any kiss she'd ever experienced. More honest, more true. Pierce had marked her then, she realized. She'd never be free of him, though she really ought to make sure he was free of her. Once he was safe, she must steel herself to let him go, so he could find someone more worthy than her to love. Nora laid down the brush and shook her head. I didn't accept his proposal, Vesta.
Pierce asked you to marry him?
The shock in her voice would have been insulting, if not for the fact that Nora agreed with her. There was no reason for a viscount to wed a courtesan, when he might reasonably keep her for the right price and then bid her adieu when he tired of her, and she was no longer useful. I must say I'm surprised. Piers Langdon is a very private man. To allow you into his life as his wife, well, this is a far more daunting commitment on his part than the wedding vows are to most men.
Oh, so you know about his ability to hear the thoughts of others too?
Vesta blanched beneath her artful makeup. He may have mentioned something about that particular fancy in passing.
No doubt he was shining us on. I gave it no heed.
I didn't either at first, but now I'm convinced it's true. The man knows me, Vesta. He knows me inside out, and even that didn't keep him from proposing. Nora buried her face in her hands. Do you suppose that's why he left us at Albion Abbey? What have I done? Vesta hurried over and smoothed down Nora's curls with a surprisingly motherly hand. Oh, my dear, she said to Nora's reflection in the mirror. There's no sense fretting over what you've done in the past. All any of us have power over is our present. And what we'll do in the future, Nora said pensively. Assuredly. Tomorrow will seem brighter. You'll see. Nora took leave to doubt it. Nora. She closed her eyes as the memory of his voice shivered over her. This time she knew it wasn't real, but no matter what the Duke of Camden said, she'd swear on a stack of Bibles that reached to the moon that she'd heard Pierce call her name at Bedlam. She feathered the tip of her finger across her bottom lip. Pierce's kiss still lingered there. That night at the opera when their lips had first met, the repertory company had been singing Beethoven's Fidelio, the story of the faithful wife who pretended to be a lad so she could search for her missing husband in prison scrolled across Nora's mind. She could do that. She could go back to Bedlam, not as Lady Nora, a well-heeled visitor willing to pay for the privilege of gawking at the unfortunates, but as someone who was looking for work of any kind. Once she was in, she'd be able to search for Piers in a more thorough way. She had to know for certain. She'd go batty if she didn't. If only she could screw her courage to act. Her plans spilled out her mouth before she thought better of them. Oh, Nora, don't. It's reckless in the extreme, Vesta said. Please reconsider.
No, my mind's made up.
Speaking her plan aloud cemented it in her mind. Now she had to do something irreversible to put it into motion. She rang the bell pull for Mr. Whittles. When he appeared at her door, she asked him to bring the sharpest pair of scissors in the house. Honestly, dear, are you sure you want to pattern your behavior after something you saw at the opera? Vesta said, twining her beringed fingers in consternation. Everybody tends to die by the time the last curtain falls in those things, you know. Her butler arrived with the shears she'd requested.
Mr. Whittles, I haven't time to write a note. Please take a message to Lord Albemarle.
Me, my lady?
Yes, I don't want you to send a footman. This is important enough for you to go yourself. Give Lord Albemarle my apologies, and tell his lordship that I am indisposed. I will not be joining him this evening, or any other evening for the next fortnight. Off you go.
Whittles didn't voice his disapproval. He was too well trained for that, but his tight-lipped expression spoke volumes. After a quick bow, the butler left. Oh, my dear, was that wise? Vesta said. We are businesswomen, you and I. You are likely to upset your patron with that faradiddle. One look at you and anyone can see that you're not ill.
Yes, I am. I'm sick at heart, and I'll prove it. Nora lifted a long lock and cut it off close to her scalp before she lost her nerve.